Hey everyone, welcome to the Veloce Race Review. I'm Aaron McNanny.
And I'm Pat Brown. Today we're going to be going through the Binghamton Circuit Race Category 3-4. So it started off pretty chill here. We're doing a nice slow rollout. And going through the race, we have the forward and the rear camera. So you'll be able to check out a few things. There was a crash, so we'll be able to get we got some footage on that. And we also had some good attacks that we got. So
absolutely. So the course was just a little bit longer than crit length, which makes it a circuit race. I think it was around 1.4 miles, 1.5 miles, which is cool because you're able to get road points for it. So if you're looking for a category upgrade, you get more points for road upgrades than for criterium upgrades. So here we are in the back section of the course, and it looks like that will be me going off to the front right here. And I'm deciding to attack, and part of the reason, I mean, we're only like a minute and a half into the race, lap one, but everyone was just so slow and just kind of like taking their time. Sometimes I just like to throw in an attack ahead of time and get things rolling. It does a couple of things. I don't mean to be superficial, but it does kind of assert your dominance, and it shows you like, hey, I'm not messing around, like let's turn up the heat.
Yeah, and we actually put on some good team tactics here. I was just trying to bridge up. You'll see sometimes there are issues with the power data. I think there was an issue with the battery connection or something like that. So you'll be able to see, what it really takes to make that snappy move to actually go up the road and make that move.
For sure. And honestly, you could see I'm not super tired right here. My intention wasn't to actually stick a brake. If I could tell that I was going to be able to stick a brake easily, I would have done it. But knowing that everyone was still fresh, I knew that I was going to get caught. It's more an issue of just getting people stressed a little bit, getting people out of their comfort zone, making people work a little bit.
Yeah, and if you make a good attack, which I thought that was a good attack, you make other people do just as much work as you're doing. So maybe people who are a little bit heavier won't be able to make that snappy move, so they need to put in a little bit more power.
Absolutely. So this is actually the beginning of the course. What we just saw the uphill climb. We'll talk about that in a second. And this is the downhill. The downhill, I think we found that this is a poor place to attack.
Yeah.
You see this guy's attacking right here off the front, and it's difficult because you've got a tailwind, and on top of it, it's downhill. So there's very little chance of being able to outpower people that are just kind of powerhousing down a hill.
Yeah, the main reason why people will actually be able to get away is because they can attack at least a few miles an hour faster than the people who are leading it. But when the whole group is, you're starting at 30 miles an hour or more, which we were probably 35 miles an hour or so, making an attack and going faster than that is so difficult. So I really didn't think that was a good spot to attack either.
Absolutely. So here we are again on the backside of the course. This is the run up to the main climb. One thing to note, there's actually 2 women in this race. That's one right in front of us. Very good performance by both of them. I thought they were great contenders in the race.
One unfortunately actually got caught up in the
really?
wreck that we'll show. And you saw there, I was kind of just letting the guy know, okay, I'm on his left side. Make sure that you don't run me off the road.
Stay to the right side of the yellow line.
See, I put in a little attack here.
Nice, and I'm just glass pedaling right there.
Yeah,
he's going off the front. I'll just see what he can do.
So if you have a teammate who's going up the road and attacking, it can be a good idea. If you're on the front, it can be a good idea to almost block. You don't want to go out of your way to slow people down. But if you're on the front and you're not putting out a big effort, then
for sure,
so be it.
Let's just talk about this climb right here. So when I first came to the course, I thought that climb was going to be super suited to me. I didn't think it was going to be very steep, and I thought I would be able to powerhouse up it. And it turns out it's actually relatively steep. I kind of felt as though it took a lot of effort to get to the top of it, and I mean, I was pushing myself over the red line on every single time up that hill.
Yeah.
So
Me too.
kind of a bummer.
Now, what's going on here is Aaron and another guy they go off the front, but it's not really that much of an attack. The group kind of just lets them separate. And so because I'm his teammate and I'm also on the front, what I'm trying to do is, like I said before, kind of block and see how it plays out. So if the group is saying, okay, there's only 2 or 3 guys up the road, we're going to give them a leash, then I want to extend that leash if I can, just because he's my teammate. But then you can see it gets to the point where there's more and more guys jumping, which makes that break more serious of a threat to actually stay away. So then you'll see guys are kind of trying to bridge up, and that's just because
you can just let them do it. You just sit on their coattails and allow them to, if the group is going to come back together, you don't have to do any of the work. You just let other people do it for you.
Yeah, and you just sit in their draft and save as much energy as you can, and usually they'll be kind of strung they'll be kind of strung out, which definitely helps for drafting and that.
Mm-hmm. Boy, I will say, oh look, there he goes, getting on his elbows.
So this is an example of something that you don't want to do. Having an individual on the front. We went over this in the How Not to Be Sketchy Veloce podcast. You don't want to put your elbows on there. This course was it was really
not suited for that.
Yeah, it was really bumpy with all the potholes and that. So that's something that you definitely do not want to do in the front of a group.
In fact, he just got a mechanical right there. So you see him throw his arm up because I think he went over that bump, probably pinch flatted.
Yeah, so if you get a mechanical, then let the group know. Say, oh, I got a flat.
So look at his power right here. We're going up this climb. You could just see how difficult it was. I mean, he's hitting 500, 600 watts just
and that's for a 30-second, 40-second bout every lap. Yeah. So you'll see there's an attack here up on the left. But one thing that I thought was really cool, you can see sometimes you need to hop over obstacles. So it's always good to know kind of where, if you're going around a course multiple times, it's a good idea to know where things are.
You're going to run into things, you're going to run over things. I remember actually, not to get into this, but you just have to learn to roll over things and to be loose and flexible and know that your bike's going to stay upright.
Yeah, and working on those skills of cornering and other maneuvering skills is definitely something to practice, just in case something like that does happen. Someone squeezes you off onto the off by the curb or off the shoulder. Yeah, that's good to know what to do.
We're actually coming up near the end of the race. You see we're slowing down a little bit, and Pat and I had discussed trying to get some stuff going in this race, right?
Yeah, so do a little lead out.
So Pat was going to lead me out. You could see there's that crash.
So we already discussed to do lead out, and then that crash happened. You can see now everyone's accelerating.
We're yelling, go, 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 go.
Yeah, and that'll naturally happen. So we just crested the hill. We're on our way down. I'm actually on the front right now, and we're just showing you.
Pat knows that I'm right behind him this whole time.
Yeah, so I was constantly looking back, seeing where Aaron was, because I want to make sure I'm leading Aaron out and not just some random.
And I'm like, dude, get off his wheel. I'm on that wheel.
Yeah. So when you're leading someone out, I know we talked about this from Trexlertown, you want to put down just enough power to make sure other people aren't going to try to pass you. So you can see there's a guy coming up on the right of the screen here. And so I need to put in a little bit more power to make sure that he doesn't want to try to pass.
And that's some power that he's putting up as well,
Yeah.
And you can't really hear, but I'm communicating right now. You can see I'm talking, I'm kind of communicating how I'm feeling, like stuff like that.
You got to say, up, like to accelerate, or if you're lead out guy, if he's pulling away from you, you need to yell off.
So your heart rate is redlining right now. 28 miles an hour on the headwind flat.
Yeah.
And we're coming up to the section where we had discussed that you were going to drop me off. I think you ended up dropping me off a little bit early on this.
Yeah, and I think we decided that the spot where I was going to drop you off was also a little bit early, just because that climb was a little bit sharper than what we thought.
So there I go. I was hoping to get dropped off about right here.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't remember how I did in this 13th or something like that.
I think you got a top 10, at least in the top 10. I think you were
I might have gotten a top 10, but it was one of those things where, again, you could see it was quite a bit of a distance for me from the drop-off point to the finish line.
That
which
was
is way up there at the top of that hill.
30 seconds or more.
Yeah.
So I think what we learned from this race is you need to fine-tune know the lead out, know when you're going to drop off, and also, you know, work on those skills.
Yeah, absolutely. So this was a great race. Like I said, I felt like I got pretty good positioning in the end there. It was really awesome race tactics. I would have loved to have like one or two other teammates in the race. But yeah, it was a good race.
Helps with the lead out with more people.
Absolutely. So we just got stickers in. If you're interested in getting some stickers, we want to give them to you for free. So head over to velocibikeworks.com and you can use coupon code STICKERS17, STICKERS17.
We'll have it also in the description.
Absolutely,
So.
and you can. We'll send you a pair of these for free. We just want to get them to you. So, anyways, this was the Veloce Race review for the Binghamton Circuit Race Category 3-4 2017. I'm Aaron McNanny.
And I'm Pat Brown. We'll catch you next time.